Radha Srivasade Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Continuing to speak from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 4. In Chapter 4, we heard how Devaki was pleading with Kamsa to save the baby girl, not to kill her, but Kamsa didn't listen and he wanted to dash her on the stone. But she slipped from his hand and assumed the eight-armed form of Durga Devi. Then Kamsa got so scared. And she, of course, told him the one is going to kill you, it's already been born. And then Kamsa is astonished that his sister is so special that Devi has taken birth from her. So now he's asking forgiveness from Devaki. Satvam aham tyakta karunyas
सत्त्वमहं
सत्त्वमहं त्यक्ता
कारुण्य
कारुण्यस्
tyakta gyati suhrit khalaha
त्यक्तज्ञाति सुरफलः
kan lokan vai gamishyami
कानलोकान्
कामं वै
विगमिष्यामि
गमिष्यामि
brahma heva mrita shvasan.
ब्रह्म हि
ब्रह्मेवामृता
इवामृताश्वसन्
स्वसन्
Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Being merciless and cruel, I have forsaken all my relatives and friends. Therefore, like a person who has killed a Brahmana, I do not know to which planet I shall go, either after death or while breathing. So who is saying this verse to who?
Kamsa is saying this.
Yeah.
To
Kamsa to
Say
yeah,
to Devaki.
Devaki.
yeah. He's saying I've done such, because law of karma. Now he's speaking of law of karma. I've acted in a cruel way, so I don't know how I have to suffer now for it. Which planet I'm going to go. Devam api anritam bhakti
Devam
Devam api anvitam
Bhakti
bhakti
namartya eva kevalam
namatya
Namartya
eva kevalam
yad vishrambad aham papa
Yad
yat
Vishwambat
vishrambat
Aham
aham
Papa
papan
swasur nihatavan chishun.
Swasuhu
swatu
Bhatavan
nihatavan
Vishnu
vishnu.
Alas, not only human beings, but sometimes even providence lies. And I'm so sinful that I believe the omen of providence and killed so many of my sister's children. So Kamsa is thinking that, the Akashvani which had happened was was false because it said, okay, the eighth son is gonna kill, and now a daughter is there. So he's saying that, oh, I thought only human beings are lying. Now even this uh, heavenly voice was lying. He's thinking that, and because I believed, I killed all your sons. Ma shochatam mahabhaga
Ma Shotam
Suchatam
Mahabhaga
mahabhaga
atmajan svakritam bhujaha
Atmajanto Kritam
tam puja
Bhujaha
jantavo na sadaikatra
Jantavu
jantam
Nasa Devatra
satram
daivadhinastada sate.
Devadi
devadina sate.
O great souls, your children have suffered their own misfortune. Therefore, please do not lament for them. All living entities are under the control of the Supreme, and they cannot always live together. Kamsa addressed his sister and brother-in-law as Mahabhaga, because although he killed their ordinary children, the goddess Durga took birth from them. Because Devaki bore Durga Devi in her womb, Kamsa praised both Devaki and her husband. Asuras are very devoted to the goddess Durga, Kali, and so forth. Kamsa, therefore, truly astonished, appreciated the exalted position of his sister and brother-in-law. So we can see, they were saying that Vishnu is gonna take birth from his womb, and he wanted to kill Vishnu, the eighth son. But Durga Devi is born, so he is like praising his sister and brother-in-law. Durga is certainly not under the laws of nature because she herself is the controller of the laws of nature, right? She's the personification, Mahamaya. She's a personification of Mahamaya, the three modes of nature. So she is controlling them, and she is being controlled by Krishna. So ordinary living beings, however, are controlled by these laws. Prakriti kriyamanani, gune karmani sarvasha. Consequently, none of us are allowed to live together for any long period. By speaking in this way, Kams tried to pacify his sister and brother-in-law. So this world, this material world is called Durg, fort. Yeah, it's a fort. We cannot escape from here. And who's the jailer of this fort?
Durga Devi.
Yeah, Durga Devi. That's why she's called Durga. Yeah, and she doesn't allow anybody go away. But only who's allowed to get out of here.
The one who have surrendered at the
Yeah.
lotus feet of Krishna.
Yeah, Krishna says, Devi Yesha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratyaya Mam Eva Ye Prapadyanti Maya Metam Taranti Te. This divine energy of mind consisting of three modes of material nature, very difficult to overcome. But those who surrender to me can very easily cross beyond it. Bhuvi Bhaumani Bhutani
Bhuvi
Bhumi
bhaumani
Bhumani Bhutani
bhutani
Yatha Yanti Apayanti Cha
yatha
Yata
yam
Yati
apayati
Apayanti
cha
Cha
Nayam Atma Tathaiteshu
nayam
Nam
atma
Atma
tathayati
Tathayateshu
Viparyeti Yatheva Bhuhu.
viparyati
Viparyeti
yatha eva
Yati
bhuhu.
Babu
In this world, we can see that pots, dolls, and other products of the earth appear, break, and then disappear, mixing with the earth. Similarly, the bodies of all conditioned living entities are annihilated, but the living entities, like the earth itself, are unchanging and never annihilated. Nahanyate hanyamane sharire. Although Kamsa is described as a demon, he had good knowledge of the affairs of Atma Tattva, the truth of the self. 5,000 years ago, there were kings like Kamsa, who is described as an asur, but he was better than modern politicians and diplomats who have no knowledge about Atma Tattva. So Kamsa, asur, right? He wants to kill Vishnu, but we can see he has good knowledge. He has knowledge that we are not the body, we are the soul. We are all dancing under the laws of material nature. Material nature allows us to live for some time, but after some time, we have to go different ways. And although our bodies will be destroyed, the soul, we ourselves, is never destroyed. We continue living in other bodies. So Prabhupada is saying he was better than the modern leaders because he had at least the knowledge of the soul. As stated in the Vedas, asangohi ayam purusha. The spirit soul has no connection with the changes of the material body. What are the changes of the body?
Birth,
Hmm.
old age, disease,
No, the
death.
changes of the body, birth, body is
Oh,
born, growth.
yeah,
Hmm.
like vriddhi, like there's some like like they dwindle, they grow, then they reproduce. Byproducts is the reproduction, right? If they grow,
Yeah.
they
Dwindling is
reproduce.
later. Dwindling is
These are
after
the
the
reproduce.
byproducts.
They
Hmm.
reproduce, right?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
birth, grow, then they
Yeah.
sustain, they
Yeah.
reproduce,
That's right.
Dwindling.
and then they
Dwindle.
dwindle,
Yeah.
and
And
then
then
it's
finish, gone.
yeah, finished annihilation. Yeah.
Yeah. But our soul undergoes no such changes. So all this is happening to the body, right? We see any tree will, it's a seed. You plant the seed, it'll grow. Then there will be, it will keep growing. Then there will be one day there'll be flowers, fruits. Then it will start getting older. No more fruits, flowers, grow, one day die. Not only trees, even our body goes through the same thing. Human body, animal body, birds, fish. Even after the annihilation of a particular bodily form, the original source of the bodily elements does not change. The living entity enjoys the material body, which appears and disappears, but the five elements, earth, water, fire, air, and ether, remain the same. Right? Because they just mix into the total energy. Our body is made of earth, water, fire, air, ether. Then, when we die, we give up this body. Right? It mixes into the earth. The fire part will mix with the fire, the air with the air, the water with the water. So the example given here is that pots and dolls are produced from the earth, and when broken or destroyed, they mingle with the original ingredients. In any case, the source of supply remains the same. So what happens to the soul? Soul also mixes with the earth, is it?
No.
No, that's
No.
right. That's right. The soul never gets mixed with anything material. Soul is always eternal, always remains. Then it'll find another body to live in, either material or
Spiritual.
spiritual. Yeah. So we should try to get a spiritual body in the next life, right?
Yeah.
As already discussed, the body is made according to the desires of the soul. The soul desires, and thus the body is formed. So, how important our desires are. We heard yesterday also the same thing, desire. We think we are so casual about our desires. We're really very casual. Oh, I wish I had this. I wish I could go there. I wish this and I wish that. But our actual wish should be, I wish I can love Krishna. I wish I can engage in pure devotional service. I wish I can go back home, back to Golok Vrindavan. And based on these desires, Krishna will make arrangements for us. Krishna therefore says in Bhagavad Gita 1861, Ishvara sarvabhutanam hriddesha arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarvabhutani yantra rudhani mayaya. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities, who are seated as on a machine made of the material energy. So Krishna is Paramatma in our heart. He hears our desires and he makes the arrangements for us. We are thinking this body, we are the body, but actually the body is our car. We get into a car to go from one place to another. So this body is actually our car to fulfill one desire, another desire, another desire. Neither the super soul Paramatma nor the individual soul changes its original spiritual identity. The Atma does not undergo birth, death, or changes like the body. So someone may think, oh, well, the Paramatma is inside my body, so the Paramatma is also being born and getting old, like how the body is. But no, the Atma and Paramatma, they are eternal. Nothing happens to them. It's just the body that keeps changing. Therefore, a Vedic aphorism says, Asango hi ayam purusha. Although the soul is conditioned within this material world, he has no connections with the changes of the material body. So we are inside the body, but we are not affected by the body. We are not changing as the body is changing. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yatha nevam vido bedo.
Yatha
यथा
annam
दीपं
vido
विद्युतो
nityate
Yatha atma viparyaya.
yatha
यथा आत्मा
viparyaya
विपर्ययः
Deha yoga viyoga cha.
deha yoga
देहयोगवियोगौ
viyoga
च
samsritirna nivartate.
Samsritina vivartate.
One who does not understand the constitutional position of the body and the soul, Atma, becomes too attached to the bodily concept of life. Consequently, because of attachment to the body and its byproducts, he feels affected by union with and separation from his family, society, and nation. As long as this continues, one continues his material life. Otherwise, one is liberated. So we can see how Kamsa really has very good knowledge of the soul, of the material world, how things are working, uh, as confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam 126. Savai sam paro dharmo yato bhakti radhokshaje ahaituki aprati hataya yatma suprasidati. The word dharma means engagement. One who is engaged in the service of the Lord, yato bhakti adhokshaje, without impediment and without cessation, is understood to be situated in his original spiritual status. So devotional service. When one is engaged in devotional service, then that is one's Sanatan Dharma, original position, pure devotional service. That is the position of the soul. That is our Dharma, devotional service. When one is promoted to this status, one is always happy in transcendental bliss. Otherwise, as long as one is in the bodily concept of life, one must suffer material conditions. So we are always thinking, why shall I serve Krishna? Why shall I serve Krishna? I want to serve my body, my senses, my this, my that. But our true happiness lies in serving Krishna. That is how we will truly be happy. We can enjoy together with Krishna. As long as we are trying to enjoy on the material platform, it's always going to end in suffering. Sure, initially there may be some kind of enjoyment, but it will end in suffering. Janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanu darshanam. The body is subject to its own principles of birth, death, old age, and disease. But one who is situated in spiritual life, yato bhakti radhokshaje, has no birth, no death, no old age, and no disease. One may argue that we may see a person who is spiritually engaged 24 hours a day, but is still suffering from disease. In fact, however, he is neither suffering nor diseased. Otherwise, he could not be engaged 24 hours a day in spiritual activities. So Prabhupada is saying we may see a pure devotee, and pure devotee, he is having some disease, he's getting old. But Prabhupada is saying it's about the consciousness, right? That he's not suffering, otherwise he wouldn't be engaged in devotional service. We saw Prabhupada by his personal example, towards his last days. The doctors themselves were saying, how is it possible? Because in that condition, it would be so painful. There was no fat in Prabhupada's body. It was just bones, and skin is there, and the nerves are there. And so the doctors were saying it is such a painful position. The bones are hitting the nerves. But we could see Prabhupada was not feeling pain. Mm. And he was still instructing his disciples. He was translating Srimad Bhagavatam. He was hearing Kirtan all the time. So the example may be given in this connection that sometimes dirty foam or garbage is seen floating on the water of the Ganges. This is called Nira Dharma, a function of the water. But one who goes to the Ganges does not mind the foam and dirty things floating in the water. With his hand he pushes away such nasty things, bathes in the Ganges and gains the beneficial results. Therefore, one who is situated in the spiritual status of life is unaffected by foam and garbage or any superficial dirty things. So that's just a function of the body, right? The body is going to get old. We just heard the body goes through the six transformations, but a pure devotee is not affected by these changes. His consciousness is fixed in serving Krishna. And he's always happy in that condition. He's not thinking, oh, I have pain here, I have pain there, I have so much pain. He is just happy serving Krishna because he is already has love for Krishna and he's situated in that relationship. This is confirmed by Srila Rupa Goswami. Iha yasya hare dasye karmana manasagira nikhilaso api avasthasu jivan mukta sa uchyate. A person acting in the service of Krishna with his body, mind, and words is a liberated person, even within the material world. So, Jivan Mukta, Srila Rupa Goswami is saying in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1 to 187 that the pure devotee, although he is inside this body, he's in this material world, because he's a pure devotee, he is liberated. Service of Krishna with his body, minds, and words. Anyone who is doing that is called a pure devotee. Is a Jivan Mukta. Therefore, one is forbidden to regard the Guru as an ordinary human being. Gurushu Naramatir Naraki Saha. The spiritual master Acharya is always situated in the spiritual status of life. Birth, death, old age, and disease do not affect him. He does not identify with the body. He knows I'm eternal servant of Krishna. He's come here to serve Krishna. He's come here on the order of Krishna to give us Krishna consciousness, to give us an opportunity to love Krishna. According to the Hari Bhakti Vilas, therefore, after the disappearance of an acharya, his body is never burnt to ashes, for it is a spiritual body. The spiritual body is always unaffected by material conditions. So the spiritual master's body is put in samadhi. We see Prabhupada's samadhi is there. Prabhupada's samadhi is there in Vrindavan. His Pushpa samadhi is there in Mayapur. And then we see also the spiritual masters. We see in Radha Damodar temple so many samadhis are there. Srila Rupa Goswami samadhi is there. Yeah. And then also we see in Mayapur Bhakti Charu Maharaj's samadhi is there. So like that, the body of the spiritual master, because he has engaged his body, mind, and words always in the service of Krishna. So his body is not material, it's a spiritual body. It's kept in samadhi. Is that okay? I'm not sure if anybody is...
Pulpa ji, just having the, like how we have seen that we just read that how Kamsa was so, had a knowledge of Tattva, but without connecting it to Krishna, then that knowledge is of no use,
That's right.
right?
Very
Because he
important
has so
point.
much knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
But it is not in connection with Krishna,
Yeah.
like serving and devotion. So then that knowledge is like how we say the dry knowledge, the needus. It's no
Yeah.
use,
That's
right?
right. That's right. Yes. That's right. Mhm.
But like, by reading, like how the half knowledge is very, very dangerous. So like how people just read that, oh, how Ravan was so intelligent, so jnani, but then they don't know that it was not in connection to service to Krishna, to the Supreme Lord. Then when it is not, then that knowledge cannot liberate you actually.
Yeah, that's right. We can see Ravan's actions,
Mm.
you know. Yeah, I know people say Ravan was so knowledgeable, but how did he act? What was he doing?
Mm. Mm.
You know, we somebody like same like Kamsa also, right? He has knowledge. We are not the body but the soul. But how is he acting? Huh? He's so afraid that he's going to die. Now, if he actually understands this knowledge that he's not the body, he's the soul,
Mm.
then he
Mm.
wouldn't have been afraid.
Yeah.
Because as he's saying, right, okay, the body is anyway going to die for some time.
Mm.
It's going to live for some time, then it's going to die, but the soul never dies and the soul is eternal, will continue to live. So he has this knowledge, but he has not realized this knowledge.
So the thing is, I think, is the false ego that comes in,
Yeah, false
right?
ego. Yeah,
And that makes us makes all the knowledge and all, I think.
yeah. Because it's one thing to have the knowledge, right? But one thing
Yeah,
is to understand the knowledge.
yeah.
And then how to understand this knowledge. How to understand the knowledge. As just now you said, devotion to Krishna. When we engage in devotional service, then we will be able to realize this knowledge. I'm not the body, I'm the soul. I'm eternal, part and parcel of Krishna. When one engages in devotional service, one automatically gets knowledge and detachment. Bhagavatam says that, right?
Mm. Yes.
So then the false ego also goes away then, gradually, gradually. Not easy, but gradually.
Mm.
So yeah. Yeah, the false ego is there.
Like
The
it is
dry
that only,
knowledge is there. Huh?
so the Gyan and Vairagya are the byproducts of bhakti.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Like that, we also heard Hiranyakashipu giving so much knowledge, right? When
Yeah.
Hiranyaksha was dead, he was pacifying his family, giving them so much knowledge. Uh, but then what he was doing, he wanted to kill Prahlad and kill Vishnu, and you know,
So it shows that the asuras, they have the knowledge, right? But
yeah,
they are not putting in use, not engaging in devotion service.
yeah. Not only that, but they have. It's just they're just speaking it. They're not actually living by
But
that
not.
knowledge.
Mm,
They're not actually living that. Okay, I'm not the body. I'm the soul.
yeah.
Mm.
Like how they say, no, it's just like book knowledge, but
Book
no practical,
knowledge. Yeah,
right?
yeah,
No practice, no
yeah.
practical.
Because if one thinks I'm not, if one actually understands I'm not the body, I'm the soul, then one will not want to harm his child, 5-year-old
Is it
innocent
that they
boy.
don't apply
They
what
don't,
they
yeah,
believe?
because it's not realized knowledge.
Yeah, it's not realized. So they will not be able to apply it to their practical life, right?
Yeah,
Hmm. But Shilpaji, we are also like that somehow. Like not completely. Now, because of reading, we are thinking, but we are also like that, I think. That we know
Yeah.
the knowledge, but we are not applying it in some situations. And in some
We
situations,
forget. I
that's
don't know.
we
I
true.
feel
forget.
like, yeah,
Yeah,
we forget about it.
Yeah, because we have also not realized the knowledge, right? We
yeah,
haven't,
yeah.
but
Perfect.
that's right. But you see what we are doing is we are hearing and chanting about Krishna. We want to love Krishna. We want to develop our relationship with
Okay.
Krishna. So there is a big difference there.
Okay.
Whereas Kans and Ravan, they want to kill Krishna. What we
Hmm.
want to do, we want to serve Krishna,
Hmm. Yeah.
right? So there's a huge difference.
Yes, got the point.
So sure, of course, we do have like, you know, we are, if you say, we do have the demoniac qualities, but we also have the divine qualities, right? We
Hmm.
have
Yes.
both. Now we are trying to choose, we are choosing, now we are consciously choosing that no, I want to hear and chant. I want to revive my love for Krishna.
Hmm.
Then it takes time, of course, but at least we are planting the seeds, no? And watering. We have planted the seed, now we water. hear and chant, hear and chant, like that, right? And then gradual, the realization will come. If we see from, say, before we started hearing and chanting, and now, I hope there is some difference in practicing some part of the knowledge at least. If we look at our own self, not at anyone else, but if we just self-reflect, then we will see. Yeah, sure, we are not yet self-realized, of course. Not so easy, that's not easy. But there is improvement, and we have to hold on to that, hold on to Krishna, and continue. Okay, hope that's all right.
Yeah.
Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna, thank you all.